Hey everyone, it's ChristinaActorGames.com here, and today I'm going to be talking about Ascend, which is an immersive theater experience that I went to a couple days ago. You might recognize it from this Instagram post, and I had such a good time. I totally raved about it on Instagram, but they actually asked me to make a video for them, and so here I am ready to talk about this incredible experience. So the first thing you need to understand, sort of, to be able to understand Ascend is immersive and interactive theater. So immersive theater is basically, in its essentials, you get put in a room with a bunch of actors and a bunch of props, and they have a story that they're trying to tell, and you get to go in and mess with it and change the storyline, etc., etc., talk to actors. It's like a giant improv game, except everybody else knows what they're doing better than you. It's like, it sounds really weird to be described like that, but it's really amazing. This is my first interactive theater, and I had a good time. My parents have been to some interactive theater experiences, and they really loved it. So I'd highly recommend that. If you're near some interactive theater stuff, check it out. Anyway, Ascend is about being a demigod. And if you're a mythology and or Percy Jackson kid just like I was, you will love it so much. The actors who are playing these gods are so in character, and such good portrayals of these characters, of these gods, and you can tell that they really did their research with mythology, and that they know how to portray the characters that they're portraying. The costume design is incredible. It's just all so good. It's so good. When you purchase tickets for the show, you get an instruction on a game that I'll touch on a little bit later, as well as a quiz to find your godly parent. I was a child of Aphrodite, and my dad was a child of Thoth, Thoth. It vastly depends. We actually don't know how that god's name is pronounced. Fun mythology tidbit of the day. And so, once you show up, basically the Oracle, who, I didn't say this to the Oracle, but he looks so much like Bo Burnham, you guys. Like, so much like Bo Burnham. Anyways, the Oracle basically gives you a quick briefing on what's about to happen, tells you what to do and what not to do, and then they release you into this room with your godly parent. Your godly parent goes over the game again, just in case you forgot, and then you're free to do whatever you want. You're highly encouraged to just go crazy, go stupid, just play with the storyline however you want, talk to the gods, try and change alliances, figure out the underlying story, because there is a really big underlying story. There are also all sorts of little, I don't know what to call them in real life, but mini games, activities that you can do that can help further the storyline. Talking to the gods was my favorite part, and seeing what mischief I can get involved with Loki. Good time, highly recommend it. Loki's trustworthy, promise. But yeah, being able to interact with these gods who are just like incredibly immersive. Like, I never really had the thought while I was there, and believe me, I usually have this thought about real people who aren't actors. I never really was like, ooh, these people are acting and they're pretending to be these people. When, like, I have super duper anxiety and I get nervous about real people who are definitely not acting being actors. And so that speaks about how immersive this experience was, is I was like in there and then my anxiety was gone, and I was just like, boom, I'm gonna start doing stuff. I'm gonna have such a good time and just go crazy doing all of these side quests. There's like so many side quests that you can do. I didn't even touch on all of them. Me and my dad had like completely different experiences just by being in the same room at the same time and having conversations with each other in that room. There's just so much you can do that if you go with your friends, I highly encourage splitting up and going to talk to like different gods and trying to complete different storylines, so that when you end up talking about it, like in the car on the way home, you have so much to talk about because there's so much diversity. Another thing that I really love is that you are encouraged to forge a new path. They have a few set endings based on the choices that the demigods make during the experience, but you're encouraged to just do whatever and have fun, and I really like that because sometimes I do get nervous with like improv games and stuff that I'm gonna go off track, but here they're like, please just go, just do stuff, do whatever feels good, and be the hero of your own story. So yeah, you can go off and be on your own for most of the experience, but then at the end, everyone comes back together for the wrap up of the story, and those, I don't want to say what they are because spoilers, but they are so epic. It's staged, there's choreography that's really good. It's really dramatic, it's really fun, and it's like genuinely funny at points. the actual scripted part is really good, and I would just watch that like as a play. But being able to step in and change the outcome of the scripted part is also so incredible. And there is a 100% guarantee that you will love your godly parent. I loved Aphrodite to death. I would do anything for her, and I did do a few questionable activities for her. Like, really, you will love them because all the actors are so likable, and I felt so bad against the actors, so it kind of splits off into a couple teams, spoiler alert. And I felt really bad because I loved some of the actors that were on the other team, and it was like, it was so good. It was such good conflict, and it felt like real people. Like, the gods are real people, and obviously they're played by real people. I'm not insinuating that they don't exist. But it all just felt so real, so immersive. Like, I never really had the thought, which I do sometimes when consuming fictional materials, like this is fictional material. I was in it, like in it. There's also representation of both the Chinese and Mayan pantheons, which is so good because you always see the Greek pantheon and the Egyptian pantheon and maybe the Norse pantheon. And that's what you get. You get like Thor, Loki, Odin, Zeus, some other smattering of Greek gods, and then usually like Ra, Osiris, Set, maybe an Anubis. And like that's all you get. And the pantheons that they do have, like the Egyptian pantheon had a couple lesser known gods who were super cool to be able to hang out with. And then the Mayan pantheon and the Chinese pantheon are unfortunately not studied as much as Egyptian and Greek mythology. I don't know why. Racism, probably. But being able to see those gods interact with them, even if I didn't have a huge understanding of their mythology, was super cool, and it was a super cool introduction to those pantheons. Plus, it just makes me feel really happy that those pantheons get to be represented, and a big thing about being a demigod and about having godly parents, because you never, ever, ever see those pantheons, and it makes me so happy to see them. There's also a fight game system that you can use over the course of the, I don't even know what to call it, the show, the experience, the time that you spend there. There are opportunities to duel the other gods through a rock, paper, scissors kind of game. And so basically you get 3 states that you can be in, so like rock, paper, and scissors. So number 1 is charge, number 2 is shoot, and number 3 is defend. It's pretty self-explanatory, but basically you have to charge before you shoot. And then if you shoot without charging, then you automatically lose. And you also lose if they shoot you while you're charging. If they shoot you while you're shooting, it cancels out. And if they shoot you while you're defending, then they have to basically charge. And so, yeah, that gets the gist of it. There's a much better explained video that actually comes with the tickets. But that's a super fun game to play as well. I was more focused on the story aspect, so I actually didn't get to play it a ton, but when I did play it, it was super good. So yeah, that was a semi-rambly video about Ascend. Oh, it's so good! Go see it. The dates that it will be in LA at the Fringe Fest will be on the screen now, and there'll be a link in the description to where you can get tickets. They might be getting an extension through July, and so please go see it. Oh my god, I literally just can't explain how awesome it is. It's so good, it's so fun. I might be going for a second time because I loved it so much. So yeah, that's Ascend. It was such a good time. Like, I cannot stress enough how much of a good time it is, and you don't even have to have that much of an understanding of mythology to go and do it. It super enhanced my experience to be like super in it and into it. But yeah, such a good experience. Please go see it. For me personally, please go see it. It's so incredible, like really from the bottom of my heart. I recommend that everyone goes and sees this. It was such a good time, and I'd love to talk about what happened to you guys during the experience. So yeah, if you actually did go and see it, leave a comment down below about your experience. Trying to keep it pretty free of spoilers because there might be people down there who haven't seen it yet. But if you have, leave a comment down below. If you're planning on seeing it, leave a comment down below. And also, no spoilers, fun and easy comment. Who would your godly parent be? If you took the test and bought a ticket, leave that down below. If you didn't and you just have speculation, put that down below too. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to press that subscribe button to see more videos like this. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Not tomorrow.
I won't see you tomorrow, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Whoa!